Okay, there's a street. Rua de Pedro Nolasco de Silva. They're waiting for me. And we're just going to walk straight down this way. We're going to be going towards Sao Paulo ruins and things like that. And we're going to be talking about the inequality of the vaccines and just how Macau is doing compared to everything like that. And talking about zero COVID policy, inequality, things like that. We're in the height of the COVID era, so it's kind of a hot topic. And basically what I do on this channel is I film streets of Macau, but sometimes I can also talk about different things that are going on. So, and there's a date stamp because things will change in the future as well. So anyways, we're going to walk down Rua de Pedro Nolasco de Silva. There's also a typhoon Lion Rock today too. There's a lot of rain and some things down. That might be down anyways. Okay. Go check out the road. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, we're gonna walk down Rua de Pedro Nolasco de Silva, vaccinations in Macau. So yeah, there's a serious inequality of vaccines. They're talking about it in the United Nations. I hear Duterte talking about it all the time, the president of the Philippines. And I also want to do both, so I'm going to talk about that, but also check out all these things in Macau. You have all these Portuguese tiles everywhere on a lot of the streets. I heard that was done after the Chinese came into power, just to kind of keep the Portuguese, but that wasn't there before. But maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. So we're going to walk down our street here, and so yeah, there's a serious inequality of vaccines. It's been kind of frustrating because Macau has a very small population and has some of the exact same problems as Hong Kong. They're just completely closed up. They're throwing away tons of vaccines. So both cities have the same issues. They get all these vaccines, but then people don't vaccinate and they don't really encourage it. They are encouraging it, but people aren't doing it. But Macau's case, they spent. We've had 3 rounds of massive testing, the NAT test, this kind of COVID thing. I don't know. Maybe historically, people might watch this channel later, but basically, we've had 3 mass testing where every single person is tested for COVID. But then, it's like, come on, like, just get the vaccines. Make people do the vaccines and be done with it. Instead, what they're doing is they're buying the vaccines, and then people aren't taking them, and then they have a shelf life of I think 6 months. Then they have to throw them away. So they bought enough vaccines for the whole city. Hong Kong did the same thing, and then just like a small. But right now we have 48% fully vaccinated here. I think Hong Kong is maybe 55% as of today's date. But it basically means that a lot of people way fewer people were vaccinated a few months ago. Way fewer. This is kind of capture some of this alley stuff. Kind of interesting. So basically they'll hoard up all the vaccines that could be going to the other poor countries that can't get access to them, like the Philippines and other ones as well. So they can't get a hold of vaccines, but then countries like Macau and Philippines and Hong Kong buy them all up, and then they don't even force it on their citizens. Actually, Hong Kong had a really controversial one 6 months ago or so. They tried to make all their Filipinos vaccinated, but they didn't say it to the Chinese. They just wanted only Filipinos to be vaccinated, or domestic helpers, I guess is what they said, Filipinos and Indonesians to vaccinate, but nobody else. And actually that should have been to everybody. And I think, that city would be COVID-free, almost COVID-free, as of like 6 months ago. But instead, they're both cities, Macau and Hong Kong, are both doing the same issues. Not enough people are vaccinating, and then we're kind of way in the middle of the pack as far as vaccinations go around the world. I think some other countries are way better than us, like Cambodia, Vietnam. I think Vietnam is one of them. But yeah, there's Malaysia, these countries that. So actually, that's our street right there. So now we're going into Rua de São Domingos. So that was the one. I hope I'm not taking it away from the street because I'm kind of talking about these issues. But basically, there's kind of a serious vaccine inequality, and I think Macau is not helping that out at all with its policies. They need to just vaccinate the people and get moving and kind of move on with life. and get the economy going and bring back, bring back the jobs and the economy and everything like that. So hopefully they start to vaccinate soon. But the bigger issue here is just that vaccine inequality that's really not good for the world, because if you leave a lot of other countries unvaccinated, then they're going to get more variants, and then we have to stay closed longer and longer. So so basically, in short, if people in Macau and Hong Kong don't want to vaccinate, you should encourage your government to send those vaccinations to other countries, because those other countries do want to be vaccinated, and they do want to have their economies come back, and they do want their people to be healthy. So yeah, if people here do not want that, please think about the vaccine inequality and how to help the people who do want those vaccines. So yeah, I mean, I wish people wanted it here too, but obviously half of them do not want the vaccine for whatever reason, and it's been 8 months, and we have them all available, and people just aren't doing it. So yeah, please help out the other countries in the world by encouraging the government to give those away to people who want them. I hope that people here would just take them so that we can become back to normal, but if that's not going to happen, let's think about the vaccine inequality and all the waste and the hurt it does to other people when people here just let it be thrown away. So kind of a sad message, but other than that, Macau is doing a great job with keeping everybody safe, but you also have to think about what's best for the world too. Okay, so that's Senado Square, straight down that way, and we did do our street and a little bit more. They do jazz in the park, and this is all lit up at nighttime. Then we have São Domingos Church, and our focus was actually that other street, so I just kind of want to get more into the message and the sharing about vaccine inequality while showing the other street. So now we're kind of in Largo São Domingo, and we basically came down that street right there. Okay. '21, and vaccinations are all over the world. But there's a lot of inequality with it. I just want to show you real quick. So I just want you to see this number right here. That means that per 100 people, and that means there's two doses, two vaccinations. So divide this number in half. So you can see that UAE is more than 100% vaccinated. Basically, it could be a little bit less because this could be booster shots involved with this one. Cuba is almost 100%. I don't know, they're vaccinating their kids, maybe the boosters. But basically, you can see this right here, reached. So all these ones are reached. Even places like Cambodia, 70, you can divide this 144 in half. So now let's go down to Macau. I just want to give you a little perspective, right? So here's, look at these numbers are moving, right? Japan, Malaysia, they're moving pretty well. But we're going to watch, South Korea is moving pretty fast, Turkey, and then we're going to get down to Macau, and the United States is moving pretty fast too. So yeah, this is caught in time, live time. And here's Hong Kong. So it's come on, 50, it's less than 66%, 114 days. All those other ones that have reached their quota already, the wealthy countries. Macau is down here below Brazil. Brazil has a better vaccination rate with all those people that they have. And here's Macau. So Macau has, right now it says 53% are fully vaccinated. Well, actually 45% are fully vaccinated, and then a bunch of them have the first vaccine. So, and then when you look at these numbers, right, it's just not even moving, but some of the other countries definitely are, There's Hong Kong as well, so they're kind of stationary. So it's a little bit frustrating. And then when I look here, Macau says 61 days, Hong Kong 114 days. They want to be fully vaccinated. Everybody wants to be fully vaccinated, but look how far behind they are, and then all these other ones above it. So so that's basically, let's get up to the reached one. So these are at 70% already. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm talking about today when I'm talking about Macau is quite far behind in the vaccinations. Chiquinha,